Dinosaurs, wizards, and Greek gods, oh my, that's who we're eating with in today's video. Hello Man Fam, and welcome back to our popular restaurant series, the series where we take you to the most hyped up, the most popular, the hardest to get dining reservations across the theme parks and tell you if it is worth your time and money. Today we are doing our second edition of this video here at Universal Orlando Resort. We've got a couple of places on the menu. We've got a table service restaurant, a quick service restaurant, and a snack stand, all incredibly popular, incredibly well themed. But which of these should you visit on your next trip? Well, let's get eating to find out. First stop today, we are in Jurassic Park and headed to Burger Digs. Burger Digs is a very popular quick service restaurant here that specializes in, you guessed it, burgers. It is located inside the Jurassic Park Discovery Center, meaning it is one of the coolest locations in all of Universal to eat. But is it worth the often long lines, the hype, and the rather expensive cost to get a cheeseburger in a theme park? Looking at the Burger Digs menu, it's not a huge menu. They've got a couple of different versions of a burger. They've got a chicken sandwich, they've got a veggie burger, salad, but kind of limited as far as your options go here. Basically just burgers. I really do love it in here. I especially love the dinosaur skeletons that are in the center of the stairwell, and then the domed ceiling, which looks like it's straight out of the movie. Also, if you sit out on the patio, you can watch Velocicoaster go by, which is very exciting. And I have picked up my food. I decided to mobile order. Even though it's not super busy right now, I'm eating early, which is a good pro tip to avoid crowds, but I definitely recommend mobile ordering for it to be even faster. And I got a bacon cheeseburger. Now, if you get a bacon cheeseburger combo, it's going to come with a milkshake, but you can get a platter for a little bit less, and that is going to come with a side. I got fries. Here's my bacon cheeseburger. Visited the toppings bar to get some accoutrement here. I also upcharged it by getting sauteed onions and mushrooms. Additionally, I got a vitamin water out of the Coca-Cola Freestyle machine. What I do think is fun about the Freestyle machines here at Universal is they often have secret menu or special drinks. Right now they've got different Coke flavors from around the world to celebrate Mardi Gras. All right, gonna get my burger all dressed. I love mushrooms and onions. I think that makes this a win here because you can't do that at all the burger places here. And I think if I'm gonna pay for a theme park burger, I wanna zhuzh it up a little bit. All right, she's dressed. Cheers. It's a pretty typical theme park hamburger. I think it's a better than average theme park hamburger. I think the bun is pretty good. It's a little dry this time, but it's nice and fluffy and being able to hold up to all of these toppings. The burger is cooked well. These are not frozen patties. These are fresh patties. And then I do like the fact that you can up it with the sauteed onions and mushrooms. And I like that they have the fresh toppings bar with the fresh produce that you can add what you'd like as well. Ultimately though, it's still, with the added onions and mushrooms, it's still a $19 burger with fries. It'd be more if I had gotten onion rings. And the fries are not as good as they used to be, which is a bummer because they used to be seasoned differently and I really liked the seasoning, but these are just plain fries. Plus, one thing that I've noticed that's a little odd to me at Universal burger spots, so like here, Richter Burger, Captain America Diner, they don't have kid-size burgers. So if anybody wants a burger in your family, it's this burger, which is an adult size, an adult cost burger. Versus some of the other places I like to eat at Universal, like the Wizarding World restaurants, both Leaky Cauldron and Three Broomsticks, or the Minion Cafe. They all have kids meals, which are just smaller versions of the adult size, which I recommend getting a lot if there's something that you like that's on both menus, because it's a more manageable portion. Or obviously if you have kids, a kids meal is the better thing to do because it's a better portion size and lower cost. So ultimately, I feel as though Burger Digs, if I want a cheeseburger, this is probably where I'm going. I like the setting a lot more than Captain America Diner or Richter Burger or Comic Strip Cafe. But if I'm eating at Universal and I'm eating quick service, it's probably not a burger. I am probably going for Wizarding World food. I'm going for Minion food. I'm going for Today Cafe for a little bit something lighter. I'm going for more snacky things like the stingers, the tossed chicken tenders at Fire Eater's Grill, or the green eggs and ham in Seuss Landing. That's where I'm going to pick normally, but if I do want a burger and you're appealing to a crowd that wants burgers, this is where I'm going to go. What I do often come into Burger Digs for, however, is the fact fact that they've got my favorite custom beer on draft here, and you can mobile order it, is the Isla Nublar IPA, which is that fruity IPA that's so delicious, a hazy IPA that they only serve here in Jurassic Park. So you can get it here, as well as some of the beer carts, as well as the cocktail bar in Jurassic Park, but nowhere else does mobile order, and they get long lines. So that is my favorite thing about this restaurant, is I can get myself an Isla Nublar IPA, and then I can take it into the Velocicoaster queue, or I can walk around with it in the area. The thing I will say about Burger Digs is that even when I've come when it's much busier during peak meal time, even when it's really crowded in here, the team members have always been fantastic. They're always very friendly, welcoming, quick. I find this restaurant to be pretty clean. So I do think it gets a lot of points for those things, but again, it's just kind of a more basic meal. But we've got a little time before our next feeding, so I think what better choice than to explore the Discovery Center a little bit. Made it down into the Discovery Center, which is somewhere I find most guests don't visit unless they are coming in here to put large items in a locker for Velocicoaster, or perhaps looking at some of the Velocicoaster merchandise. But it is very fun down here, especially if you've got little ones not big enough to ride some of these attractions, or a diehard JP fan. I love these dinosaurs that are in here, and I have been told by team members that those were the screen-used skeletons in the original Jurassic Park. Okay, this sign says that now that I've seen the real dinosaurs they've created outside, remember we're in Jurassic Park, I can now experience these aspects of dinosaur life here with the Beasaurs. Note the difference between carnivore eyesight, which is sensitive to motion, and herbivore eyesight. So here we go with the carnivore and the herbivore. I'm gonna walk past him. Maybe I moved so quickly that it was like nothing happened. I'm basically Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. They've also got You Bet Jurassic, which is a game show style quiz about dinosaur trivia. And then the nursery, which is my favorite part, where you can help them turn dinosaur eggs, and you can even see some of the Jurassic Park scientists hard at work, and occasionally you can even see them hatch a baby dinosaur. And you got to look around in here for some Easter eggs. You've got Mr. DNA right here. I love the sign over there that it says the good dino of the week is Emily, who's a Stegosaurus. Read the different plaques and things, but my favorite Easter egg, you got to look for it because that wily Nedry seems to move it around a lot, but you can spot the Barbasol can. All right, let's scan an egg. All right, select an egg. I pick this one. Feels wildly irresponsible to let me, a random guest with no science experience, operate incredibly technologically advanced machinery and also play with eggs that could have dinosaurs in them. But, you know, they know what they're doing at Jurassic Park. They seem to have things under control. All right, what kind should we do? Should we scan for bioscan or x-ray? I hope it's a raptor or a T-Rex. We're gonna do an x-ray. All right, here we go. Look, there it is, I'm getting it. It looks like that one that has a hard head that bangs into things. It's particularly featured in the second Jurassic World. I accept. Also, now this may just be a coinky-dink, but I can't imagine that it is. I think it's universal sense of humor. If you look at that whiteboard right there, in a rectangle, it says Directive A113. A113 is an Easter egg that is in every single Pixar movie and Pixar Land, like it's in Toy Story Land. It's the number that the classroom of at Cal Arts, where a lot of the artists took class. So I feel like that's a funny joke to throw it in Jurassic Park. Now that wasn't confirmed by any of the scientists or anything. It's just I find it hard to believe that that sequence of numbers and letters would be together for just at random. So Universal is known to be a little silly, a little funny, and add little jokes and things. So I could see that being a joke they used. And speaking of jokes and things that are silly and funny, let's do the opposite of that and see a nightmare, which is when you blend your DNA with dino DNA to see what you'd look like as a dinosaur. Is it a one? It's a one of that. This is ridiculous. I just noticed that. Okay, Mr. DNA, let's go.
DNA donor goes where you have gone before. Step 1. Look to the screen below. Imagine you're already a dinosaur and tell me, are you a carnivore?
I'm definitely a carnivore.
I'm
strong.
Are you large?
I'm big.
And finally, are you solo or a pack hunter?
I think I'm a pack hunter.
Good. With this information, we can begin searching for your ideal dino DNA donor or brain scan. See the yellow outline below me that kind of looks like your head? Your brain scan is registered clear and strong. Your physical and mental profile makes you perfectly compatible with this big, strong pack hunter, where a microscopic quantity of your genes will be painlessly captured.
I feel like they've upgraded that. I don't remember this part before.
And that wasn't even painful, was it?
I didn't even feel it, Mr.
Let's
DNA.
take a look at what you're made of.
I can't wait.
Very building blocks of life. Your life is recombined into a living creation, such as
I thought maybe today was the day I'd make a cute dinosaur, but it was not. Anyway, that's the Discovery Center. If it's raining or you got somebody who loves dinosaurs or Jurassic Park, it's definitely worth a quick jaunt around in here, especially, I think, at the nursery to look for some Easter eggs and weigh some dinosaur eggs. All right, and now I just said to myself, Molly, you better get Jurassic in gear so you can get to your next dining reservation. Made it into our second land for feeding today. We are in the Lost Continent. Now, when this park first opened, this land had a little more going on. This is where the predecessor to Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure TM used to be, Dueling Dragons, which was then converted into a Harry Potter themed Dueling Dragons once Wizarding World opened. They also had a small unicorn themed roller coaster, which was converted into Flight of the Hippogriff, as well as the Sinbad show was here for a long time. Also Poseidon's Fury, which just closed recently. So there's not a lot going on in Lost Continent anymore, but there is a place that is claiming to be the best theme park restaurant ever. How do I know they're claiming that? Well, there's a banner. I mean, look, it literally says world's best theme park restaurant from Theme Park Insider. Now, no shade to Theme Park Insider at all. It just makes me laugh that this is the banner that hangs gloriously here at Mythos, claiming such a bold claim. I wish that someone would put a banner up that's outside of Hagrid's that says best coaster ever, Mammoth Club, but I haven't figured out who to talk to about that yet. Mythos is a very large table service restaurant, so you're gonna have a server come to your table, order off a menu like a normal restaurant, and it is Greek food, Mediterranean food palette inspired by Poseidon and the Greek gods. So it's gonna feel like you're underwater. There's a lot of details in here, and truly, I've always enjoyed my visits to Mythos, but let's see how it stacks up today. Now, Mythos is very, very popular, so I highly recommend making reservations on Universal's website for this restaurant prior to coming. So I had an earlier one, but I had to modify it, and I was able to move it back a little bit, but it can sell out of reservations, and then they won't allow walk-ups. So highly recommend booking them in advance. And note, when I say book them in advance, I don't mean like Disney where you need to like be ready to book it at like months in advance. I booked mine last week for this week, and it's spring break time, so it's busy. If you're coming during a really busy season, I would try like a couple weeks out, but it's still good to have one, but it's not like a Disney thing where you need to be like up and ready to go at 6 in the morning to book this. It's quite loud in here with the water feature, but it is supposed to seem like you are a little bit under the sea in an underwater cavern. And you've got all these mythical touches, whether it be different creatures, like there's Pegasus here in the fence, in the ironwork. There's also mermaids. There's tile work throughout. There's different faces like on the grill over here on the oven. And it is really, truly a beautiful restaurant. It's especially beautiful at night and out on the patio area if they've opened that up. Taking a look at the menu, you're gonna see that they really have that Mediterranean influence that you may not expect at a theme park or may not expect at Universal. For starters, they've got things like the baked lamb meatballs, calamari. My personal favorite starter is the spanakopita dip. It's fabulous. I've had it on other videos, but trying something new today. They've also got a couple soups and salads. I've had the Greek salad. It's delicious. And then their main plate entrees, you have some pasta dishes, you have a chicken, a beef, a couscous bowl. I've had that, very delicious as well. They have a fresh catch every day, braised lamb, pork chop, wild salmon. So quite a variety. They also have a lamb burger, which is a little more unique, and they are known for their fork, knife, and spoon grilled cheese, which is a grilled cheese in tomato soup, and then it's got pork belly on top, so you need all 3 utensils for it. And then they have some more basic things like a burger and a balsamic grilled sandwich. They've got some specialty non-alcoholic drinks like Lassie, which is a fruit beverage, and then they also have a wide variety of specialty alcoholic drinks, such as, they all have fun names to do with different gods and things, but they have the Poseidon's Fury, which is made with mezcal. They've got the Lady Roz, which is a Prosecco drink, the Mediterranean Mule. So quite a variety of specialty cocktails ranging from different liquors and different palates. And then it's a full bar. They have tons of different liquors and beers and spirits, whatever you'd like. Also going to peek at dessert while we have the menus open. And they have a chocolate banana gooey cake, a chocolate hazelnut creme brulee, and a graham cracker pudding. That sounds interesting. One thing I do want to point out as far as Mythos goes, I think the prices are very fair for a sit-down restaurant inside of a theme park. If you think about the fact that I just ate a burger that was $20 for a quick service burger, the fact that I can get some of these full-size sit-down restaurant made-to-order entrees for most of them between 20 and 30. Of course, some things go a little bit over if you are getting things like lamb or steak. But the fact that you can do a pork chop for 30, you can do beef loin medallions for 30, you can do chicken for 27, and they're big portions. I think this is a good value restaurant most of the time. All right, my cocktail has arrived. Now, I almost got the Immortal Old Fashioned, which seems like the obvious thing for me to order, but instead I was drawn to the Nauusa iced tea. I looked up how to pronounce it on Google Translate, but I might be doing it wrong. But it is named after a village in Greece, so that makes sense with the theme here. And it just seemed a little more interesting than an old-fashioned. It's Old Forester bourbon, agave, peach nectar, unsweetened iced tea, mint, and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. So you all know I don't like sweet drinks. A lot of their drinks here are quite sweet, but I was thinking between like bourbon, mint, lemon, and unsweetened tea, it would be something a little different than my normal order, but still in my palate preference. Cheers. Also, it's as big as my face. So, definitely for the gods in here. Ooh! I gotta get lower so you can see me. Now, one thing you need to know about me is I love unsweetened iced tea. It's my drink of choice. If I'm not drinking coffee or alcohol, I'm probably drinking unsweetened iced tea or water, I guess. Water's good for you. Kids, for legal reasons, Alan will make me tell you water's good for you. It mostly tastes like unsweetened iced tea with a little bit of peach, a little bit of lemon, and a little bit of that bourbon flavor, but it doesn't taste too strong at all, which is a little dangerous because I think it might have more than it appears to have in it. So obviously a nice sizable cocktail. Our cocktail list is quite dazzling. Now, I don't know if I'd pick this again in life over an old fashioned, just because that's my favorite drink. But it's pretty good. It's not too sweet, and I am impressed by the range of their cocktail list. My entree has arrived as well, and this is something Steven, my server, recommended. He said it's one of his favorite things on the menu. It's something I've never had, so I went for it. By the way, Steven has been fabulous. I always have great service in here. But this is the 12-ounce bone-in pork chop. It's got a blue cheese and cranberry crust, which is honestly what sold me on this dish, roasted fingerling potatoes, and then some roasted Mediterranean spiced tricolor carrots, and a natural reduction right there. You can see the grill working. It looks and smells delicious, and I'm excited to dig in. Cheers. Mythos. What is up? Now, first of all, you absolutely have to like blue cheese to like this dish. I love blue cheese, but that bite in particular, I had a bunch of blue cheese on it, which I'm here for. If you don't like that funky blue cheese taste, this is not going to be for you. Balanced out nicely with a little sweetness from those cranberries. I'm going to try a piece now that doesn't have a big chunk of blue cheese on it so I can taste more how the meat is. In my opinion, you definitely need to get some of that blue cheese sauce because on its own, while it has a ton of good flavor, it is a little on the drier side, which does tend to happen with pork. So I see why they have this nice, gooey, creamy sauce on top and this reduction everywhere because it helps break that up. But the pork does have a lot of flavor. I'm going to try a potato now. Simple, little fingerling potatoes, no complaints. And I'm trying a carrot. Those are roasted and toasted really nicely with some crispiness on the outside, which is how I like roasted vegetables. So overall, I think this is absolutely better than an average theme park meal. I think it is a huge amount for the price. I think you could easily get an appetizer and split this between a couple people. And I think it's good quality food. I don't know that this is my favorite meal I've had here. I think that, again, that spanakopita dip is unbelievable. And I do like kind of the more traditional Mediterranean dishes, but this is very delicious. Just finished up lunch at Mythos. I think the scale of this restaurant is so amazing. Like, look at that. Look at how big that is. Also, that scream definitely wasn't from Velocicoaster. It was from people cheering for how big this statue is right here. But like the ceilings are really high. I love the level of detail. They have like Poseidon's trident hidden in a corner. They have details of different creatures in tile work. And I think it's a beautiful restaurant. And I do think the food is very good. Every time I've gone, I've had delightful service. I've had great food. Is it a must-do for me when I come to the parks? Probably not, but that's not anything against Mythos. It's just because I prefer to kind of snack and eat my way around. I'm more of a like grab some tater tots here and then grab a little something here and then grab butterbeer and so on and so forth. So it's actually sitting down for a meal most of the time. But I do think if you want to have a sit-down meal in a theme park, I think Mythos is consistently a great choice. I think that it is very popular for a good reason. Do I think it's the world's best theme park restaurant? But I also think that's a ridiculously hard title to try and claim, and I think Mythos is perfect for what it is. I think it is a reasonable cost sit-down restaurant with consistently good food, good drinks, a little bit lighter menu than you're gonna see a lot of places, a little bit unusual, but they're still gonna have some classics too, so I enjoy Mythos, and I do think it's worth the hype. Now, I didn't get dessert at Mythos because we've got one more spot to hit today, and it's definitely gonna satisfy a sweet tooth. Made it into the other park, Universal Studios Florida, and are headed into our final land for our final treat. We are popping into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Diagon Alley. Now, it's probably not surprising that anything Harry Potter makes the list, considering these are the most popular lands in the park, but today we're headed for a specific treat. And no, it's not butterbeer. I don't care how many times I see this dragon breathe fire, it will never cease to amaze me. For our final stop today, our treat stop today, we are headed to Florean Fortescue's ice cream parlor. This is the specialty ice cream that you can get only here in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. They've got soft serve, they've got sundaes, they've got hard packed, they've got classic flavors like chocolate and strawberry, but they've also got more unusual flavors like clotted cream, Earl Grey and lavender, chocolate chili, or my personal favorite and Harry's personal favorite, strawberry and peanut butter. And this spot is so popular that the line is often out the door and around the corner, just like it is today. So is it worth the wait? Are you really gonna wait like 15 to 30 minutes for ice cream? Been in line for a little over 10 minutes and I'm almost to the front. Wanted to highlight a couple other flavors now that I'm in here looking at the list. They've got an apple crumble, which looks nice. They've got huckleberry, which is new. Sticky toffee pudding is delicious. They've got the butterbeer soft serve, which is very popular, of course, because it's butterbeer. And I'm really trying to decide what I want because I love strawberry peanut butter so much. It's my favorite, but I'm also like, should I try something new? But also, what if I don't like it as much as strawberry peanut butter? Then I'll be sad. But also, what if it's as good as or better? It's a tough decision. I'm sure someone can relate. All right, got my ice cream. It took me about 16 minutes to get through the line and get my ice cream, but they do move quickly and they're nice and efficient. I asked the witch to help me decide, and she helped me put together a cone, which, by the way, when you get hard pack, you can get 2 different flavors. On the bottom, I've got sticky toffee pudding, and on the top, I've got apple crumble. I'm pretty certain I've had sticky toffee pudding before, but I don't think I've ever tried apple crumble, so here we go. That's nice. It tastes like an apple pie in ice cream form. Like it tastes like an apple pie a la mode because there's definitely vanilla as your base, but it somehow tastes like pie crust, like it's got graham and cinnamon, and then it definitely is distinct apple flavor, but not artificial. That's lovely. And now I'm trying to get to the sticky toffee pudding. Vanilla base again, but it's got chunks of toffee pudding in there. Obviously it's sweet because it's ice cream, but none of the flavors I got are like artificial sickly sweet like I think some of the other fruit ones could be, like some of the soft serve. But wow, that is delicious. I think sticky toffee pudding is the better of these two. But strawberry peanut butter is still my number one. But to answer the question, is this ice cream worth a 16-minute wait? Yeah, it is. It's some of the best ice cream I've ever had. I think between this and the France Pavilion at Epcot, it's the best ice cream I've ever had. It's creamy, it's dreamy. I love how unique the flavors are. I love that you can get multiple flavors. I love that if you do a sundae, you get a little take-home cup. I think visiting Florean Fortescue's is an absolute must when you're in the Wizarding World. And it's one of my favorite things to eat here. It's like butterbeer, fish and chips, and this ice cream. Now, if you're here when it's really, really busy or the line's really long, it can be a lot shorter in the morning. Have ice cream for breakfast. You're on vacation. Live your dreams. Plus, if you get like apple crumb or strawberry peanut butter, that's fruit. That's healthy. Or later in the evening, it's usually less crowded than in the middle of the day when it's warm and most people want ice cream. So if the line looks really long, I would recommend going one of those times. But it is such a treat. Who doesn't like ice cream? Well, friends, that takes us to an end of our 3 dining experiences here at Universal Orlando, 3 of the most popular spots to grab something to eat, and I think we had a great day. Of these, I absolutely think Florean Fortescue's is worth it. I think Mythos is worth it if you're looking for a sit-down meal, and I think Burger Digs is nice if you have a group dead set on having burgers. Again, that would be my choice for that entree if you're at Universal Orlando. That's it. If I had to pick one of the 3 to absolutely recommend, it's Florean Fortescue's. Again, who doesn't like ice cream? I like that it's a common, delicious snack, but it's done so uniquely. If you're a book fan, you can get Harry's favorite flavor, which makes it even more special, I think. And it's just delicious ice cream, and I don't know what else to say. It's ice cream. You guys like ice cream? Everyone likes ice cream. So, a must get for me on a great Universal day. We can do this again, friends. Do you have other restaurants you want to know about here at Universal? Are there other Disney ones? We've done several episodes there. We did a Disneyland episode as well. Throw your suggestions down in the comments. And in the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe if you are new. Follow us on social media. And until next time, friends, I'm Molly, and it's been magical and quite delicious. Bye. I'm going to go see my snake friend. Bud, I brought you a snack. Here, I'll share. There you go. Get a little lick in there. Get a lick. Stick that tongue out. There you go. Happy to share with you anytime, friend. You can have more. If you don't speak parcel tongue, he was saying thank you. That's his favorite flavor.